Hello guys, and welcome back to the Sino-Soviet Union playthrough. This is episode 7, I think. In the last episode, Thailand and Vietnam got into a war because Vietnam decided just reunifying Indochina wasn't enough. They want to go even further, even though they haven't made a standing military, really. And now that's happening. Dema is still mostly really just sitting it out, watching, speculating, and we're going to see the continuation of that war today, and there's going to be big progress on both sides, and we're going to see a whole load of death today. It's going to be great. Trust me. Enjoy the episode, guys.
Like I said, it's going to be a very tough battle.
Yeah. And we're not the ones fighting it, so I don't care. Look at all that mobilization, dude. Look at all that mobilization.
I mean,
there's
I can
so many
end it
units
right
moving
now just by sending the units that are right in.
But do you care that much for North Vietnam? Technically, I could send troops down there and help too, but so far, they're fighting by themselves, and they have loads of infantry moving into this jungle. Loads. Their south is pretty much only protected by garrisons, but the garrisons are doing well enough, quite frankly.
If I take it directly, all this land directly, I know it'll be painful, but I can get another free research center.
Probably several.
I know one from,
See, Thailand is building 2. Vietnam has 2 and is building a 3rd. That would be 5 more.
Wait, what?
What?
Res, where's one of mine being built right now?
You're building one?
I did not set anything to build. I just noticed in my...
You have some kind of setting that's giving them the ability to make research centers. And I don't know what it is, but you have something enabled. All the infantry have gotten into the jungle at this point, and they're where the infantry are. The Thailand people are just getting demolished because all their units are motorized and mechanized, and they're no combat engineers. Oh man.
Oh, that's why I had trouble saying it.
In the south, which is basically completely undefended, Thailand's really not making the biggest amount of progress, which means they're not going to handle this swarm. They're not going to handle this swarm. Hey, if Vietnam wins this, they're going to get 2 more land production, 1 air and 1 naval, and become that much more formidable. And by the end of it, have like 5 research centers completed.
I hate how China is so large that I'm having... There it is. About to...
You know you can double click it, right? In the land thing, you can double click it and it'll bring you right to it. All this infantry in the fucking jungle is just tearing the CMEs up. Even when they're just fighting groups of the level 1, like, terrible, like, World War II looking infantry, they have tons of problems fighting them. Throw in when the guerrillas get up to the front and they just immediately have to back off. They're not making any real headway anywhere against the garrisons. Most of their troops have gone to the north to fight the giant Vietnamese force. I'm gonna be sad once all the Vietnamese guerrillas are dead though, because they can't build more. It's their most effective units.
Well, for right now.
If I was them, I would hold on to those guerrillas and send everything else. But I'm not them, and I don't care what they do. They could all die, for all I care. Because either way, this situation's handled.
I give them a design, but what's worse between a paratrooper and a elite guard?
Paratrooper. That's worse. Elite guard is better. Elite guard is just like the Spetsnaz.
I'll give them that. See if they'll take a formal alliance. Here you go, built some paratroopers.
You're giving them the worst one? Haha. Oof.
Hey, they accepted it.
I thought you were giving them the better one. Hey, yeah, you got an alliance with them now. Oh, does that mean you want them to live?
I'll go help them out in a little bit.
What if they don't end up needing your help? What if they just keep pushing and doing well by themselves? Where did they get engineers from? Are they building engineers themselves? I guess so.
I believe so. Well, I figured if they do all the work clearing out Thailand, I don't have to worry about Thailand.
That is true. That's exactly true.
So I'm gonna see how far they can push it and then go in and help them when
if they're
gonna need help.
Look at how much, like when their infantry get out of the jungle, that's when I would worry. That's when I'd pay close attention. But while the fighting is taking place in the jungle, they're undefeated. And the more military stuff they destroy while pushing out through the jungle, the less they're gonna have to deal with outside the jungle. Like, look at some military stats.
I don't feel like dealing with this directly, so you're getting initiative, and, well, you're getting, yeah.
Are you actually sending troops? Are you going to have your AI send troops?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, okay. You've opted for a greater Vietnam. They're going to get so expansionist, probably. Because after this, you know how... They're going to have more military production. They're going to have a bunch of research centers. They're going to have, like, a whole bunch of people. Like, 60 million. They're going to have as many people as a European country. One of the bigger ones. They're just slaughtering stuff in the jungle right now. It's insane. And they're not having any military goods problems either. In fact, they're building up a stock. So is Thailand. And the price of it on the world market isn't even, like, skyrocketing or anything. And their consumption isn't even very high. Thailand is one of the top importers, but that's not even that much. They're not even expending very much. Oh, I see a Chinese BTR. Chinese air. Some combat engineers running around. Here's the greatest part. Like, look at this. They didn't even, like, need help. Like I suspected, they're just undefeatable in the jungles. Also, they have more gorillas than I really thought they had. They really do. They had gorillas in reserve. That's why. They had gorillas in reserve this entire time. Oh, God. Ooh, Thailand's making like a big push in the west in the jungle. Vietnam looks like they're routing troops northwest to deal with it. While still pushing southwest. They got guerrillas going right for Udon.
Yeah, but they won't be able to do anything once I get my forces in here.
Your forces will be most useful once the jungle fighting is over. But, I mean, seeing as how the enemy forces are also just motorized and mechanized, it'll be a more than even fight. Combat engineers that you got for me, though? Oh, those will be brutal. You'll just start tearing shit apart. Oh, some Vietnamese infantry dying. God, look at how fast the combat engineers can get through the jungle. It's great. Well, they've reclaimed their little airport over here in Vientiane. Ooh, they're gonna have to fight over this area right here. Is this a bridge? No, it's not a bridge.
Once I get over here, it'll be definitely secure.
Now, their guerrillas, this is where their guerrillas are gonna stop being as useful. In this open terrain.
It's just gonna take me a little bit to get
They're gonna lose guerrillas here, probably. All their infantry is gonna be at a disadvantage over here by Udon. Although they still just have so much. Like, just so much. Look, there's just more guerrillas over by your border, too. Like, it's insane.
Why do I have an aircraft production center being built?
I don't know.
You know what? I'm just gonna turn all my stuff online. So stuff stops happening.
I really don't know what permission you've given people that lets them do stuff like this. I heard you activating a lot of cabinet priorities under military, so one of those is probably why. They're sending a lot of their guerrillas and stuff in a really weird path. Not following, like, the bridge, or what I believe to be a bridge. Oh my god, so many guerrillas just getting blown up on this assault. A lot of the garrisons look like they're dead, though. Ooh, that's gonna be another dead guerrilla. So much artillery coming up, damn. Yeah, they're fortifying the hell out of this position. And I see a whole bunch of Chinese people showing up, too. Damn, the mighty Vietnamese guerrillas. Defeated so easy by some open terrain. And you just charged AA right into the front, and then it all died.
That was the AI because I set them like right to Vientiane, and then they started pushing forward.
Damn, they're dug in deep over here. This is a killing floor. This is a killing floor.
Did someone say killing floor? What's the next stream of that?
You have Artie on the front line now.
That's not getting included, I know that.
Damn,
yeah.
they're just throwing everything they have right here. Oh my god. All the bodies, all the death. It's finally starting to break into Udon. The arrival of all the Vietnamese guerrillas.
Yeah, it helps that they have something, the Vietnamese have something that the enemy's focusing on other than them.
Everything you set up into the front, aside from a couple things, already died and ran away. It just took the guerrillas forever to cross the river. And yeah, Udon has fallen.
Come on, if you're on attack Vietnam, you gotta do it correctly. You gotta push from
You gotta push with your legs. Do it with your legs!
Gotta keep crippling the enemy by taking their resources and then take their cities.
Getting through it. Stuart.
Yeah, because it's open terrain, so...
Yeah, the open terrain really helps. It doesn't help the Vietnamese, but it helps you. And it also helps the main army of Thailand. Looks like they're waiting down the intersection.
It helps the North Vietnamese in the fact that they're getting land because I'm actually taking it for them. Now, let's be real, I'm the main force at the moment.
Now that we're in the open fields, in the right, yes, you are the main force. You were not the main force that took Udon, I'll tell you that much. You were the main force that lost lives because a bunch of your AA just ran into the front as well as your artillery. But, their guerrillas did most of the damage for Udon.
Yeah, I'm gonna go take, this path and, move westward.
Along the railroad?
Yeah.
That's smart. They're like following you. Ooh, Thailand tried to push north a little bit. They're not gonna get past this though. They have so much artillery. See, now this is how you use artillery. You leave it behind your lines, firing forward, and it does really good damage. You have a habit of just charging it in. Hey, I finished another research center. Yay! Let's look away from this and see how our good friend the United States of America is doing with their research centers. Are they making... They're making more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So they're making 2 more, rushing to get 11. I am still marked as rank 1 in technology, which means I probably have a lot of non-tradables.
Come on, fall already.
That's not even just all garrisons you're fighting, too. You're actually fighting actual units. What's that like?
You know, a little painful.
A little painful. This is okay. I'm gonna stay with just... Oh, man, I don't know. Actually, it just takes so long. Alright, I'm gonna I will make another research center. Where did I place the other one? Right here. Alright, I put another one there.
They are coming hard at me.
I'm making another research center. Because that'll take another, like, 2
Darn!
years.
They are seriously hitting me hard right now.
Yeah, they're trying to adapt to the front. The Vietnamese are pouring more units in. They got a defensive front. They're starting to push some infantry and stuff forward. They have, like, the West secured for whatever reason. They're just afraid that they're gonna, like, take some damage there or something. Once you're actually on the railroad, your supplies should be a lot better. Look at all the artillery! Holy shit.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. They, like, sent everything at me.
I've been amazed since the start of this war just how much artillery they actually have. People are just trying to buy so much stuff from me right now. It's pretty crazy.
Well, I'm getting them more stuff, slowly but surely.
They're also going in for some pushes themselves. And they're actually following you with some units. Look at that.
Well, this push from my end is pretty much done.
I see that. You're pretty much out of offensive units, except for a Spetsnaz that's almost dead.
But darn, I am surprised they just were like, yeah, we're going to attack Thailand now.
The AI do things like that in this game. I'm not the most surprised. Technically, Vietnam was the only country in any kind of war right now. They were the epitome of instability in this world.
Why are you going to start moving?
Because they don't have supply.
Yeah,
at least the Spetsnaz and that artillery do not have supply.
I was talking about the ones in the northwest.
In the northwest? I mean on Udon? Or...
Right near my border.
In the jungle? Yeah, they don't have supply. Expand your railroad, like, to, Yunjinjiang, that place that they were trying to get to. Expand your railroad section, like, across the border through there, and you might see some supply improvements over there. So much fighting over here. Holy shit. Wait a minute, how did Vietnam get a combat engineer? Where did they get the design for the combat engineer? Did you send them that?
No. I only sent them one design, and that was, I think, the paratrooper.
Did they research it? Whatever the case, they're pumping out combat engineers, it looks like. That's really good for them. This is what getting a Vietnamese help, by the way, looks like. They just cleared the jungles, and they've been fighting side by side with you once they got out of the jungles. But damn, did they suffer so much the moment they had to leave the jungles. So stupid much. Okay, the front line seems to have quieted for now. But damn, Vietnam has grown a bit so far. And if we look at the losses, I mean, Thailand's lost 138 troops with a mixture of garrisons and their main force. Only killed 118, despite your suiciding of, like, AA guns, so... It's looking pretty good for North Vietnam.
What were you saying about getting quiet?
I see you've reopened the front here. And they've chosen to airstrike your units.
And, North Vietnam's coming in for, some attacks.
North Vietnam right now looks like they're trying to just get units down south and start covering all the lines that they've gotten, that they've expanded through. They know they're overstretched at this point. All the valuable, like, industry and infrastructure of Thailand is pretty much centered around their capital, honestly.
I know, but get this airport and whatnot. That's a good...
both Thailand and North Vietnam are both, like, heavy in debt now. I'm sure thanks to them buying military goods off the market. What's funny is the price of military goods has continuously been going down. This war isn't big enough to raise the price of military goods.
Well, I kind of stopped buying military goods. And that was the main reason it went up in the first place.
Imagine if the supply lines down there were actually good enough for all those combat engineers to constantly get resupplied. You're advancing faster than the supply is. Like, I can watch the supply line slowly trickling up, and then you start charging forward. Yeah, but power in numbers, right? Damn, look at that, look at that, look at that! Ugh! Look at that! Isn't it crazy to not be fighting? Well, actually, you're in a jungle right now, I lied. But... well, they weren't sitting on anything. That's not a city. They just fought all that in open field and lost a lot because of it. Oh, you're getting up to the infrastructure hub of the capital now. This is, I believe, where... well, this is where their air and naval fabs are, and both their land fabs. All their military fabrications are down here.
Soldiers, there's no retreat.
Not one step back.
You give your lives for a greater North Vietnam, who will be our allies.
I love how they're still called North Vietnam, and they're still at war with France. The still at war with France is one of my favorite parts.
And they're gonna be bigger than France.
Dude, imagine if they just keep growing and then one day just mount a direct invasion of France. Like, what would you say if that happened?
I'd like, what? Yeah, I'm on.
Imagine North Vietnam takes over France and France just ends up being part of North Vietnam. I mean, that's some high dreaming because France is really militarized and North Vietnam is not. But that would be hilarious.
I mean, it could happen in this game.
Okay, you are at a scary point right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to... you know what? I'm just gonna go for it.
Oh boy. Deadly fighting, deadly fighting. Thailand's just like running out of money. I want to imagine that like the US is sending them stuff, but Thailand's just running out of resources and money. North Vietnam's hanging on there with their debt.
I mean, I'm taking a lot of this over here.
I am going to make another uranium mine.
It's not worth it, Thailand. Just subject yourselves to North Vietnam.
Your offensive's running out of steam here. You're running out of healthy units.
Either way, it was a good offensive.
Yeah, you made some good fucking ground here, but starting to run out, take some losses.
It's running out of steam.
Oh, I just watched a gorilla get on the railroad and just started moving crazy fast. Railroads are so great at transporting infantry. Oh, and those Spetsnaz are basically gonna die. Yep. Oh shit, look at that. Look at that brave fucking scout.
Now, I wonder what Thailand would do against a large force. Like if I just sent everything into North Vietnam.
Well, if your artillery and AA get there first, then they'll probably just slaughter it.
I'm not gonna send everything in until I get all my troops in there.
Ukraine is my one colony that's just so productive it could be its own country. It even has military production, no land, only air and naval, but still. There's 40 million people. It's doing well enough it could be its own country. Much better than any other of my colonies. Especially poor Turkmenistan. Poor Turkmenistan's just in the hole. So I really didn't think all this would happen before even the invasion of Egypt, before the fucking Suez Crisis. I didn't...
I actually thought the Egypt thing would be the next battle.
Yeah, me too. Me too. That did not turn out to be the case.
I was sitting peaceful over here, and then they started bombing me, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take some of their land.
You mean sitting? You're sitting peaceful. You always act the victim when you get attacked.
I mean, at the time, I wasn't I was nowhere near their border.
You're in a war zone. What do you mean sitting peaceful?
Like, I was just chilling, not doing anything, and next thing I know, they're like, oh, we're just gonna air bomb you. Yes. Less border gore.
Is it less border gore or is it more border gore? Oh. Indonesia went full blue. Listen, Indonesia, be careful or Vietnam's gonna come for you next.
Which means China's going to do the most of the pushing, because that's what's happening here. Unless they end up taking this land and just growing off of it.
Vietnam did a lot this war, though. They've done a whole lot. You've done more against the garrisons, but Vietnam did a whole lot. Where the hell are you sending all these units?
Probably, yeah, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, you're just getting them stuck in a jungle. What are you doing?
I was trying to take that one port area, and I was like, that's not gonna work.
You'd have to go around with the road.
No, because the one I was trying to go to was Krong Khao Kong.
Yeah, that's not a port. That's a village.
I was trying to take that little village.
It's already taken. It's already owned by Vietnam.
Okay, in that case, I'm just gonna go around, take the other place, clean up this, and then push north once all my units get in the place. So if you were Thailand and you had this happen to you, what would you be thinking?
That I should ask the U.S. for immediate intervention. Vietnam actually repaired a lot of the damage that was done in the invasion, in the last war, that is. I'm actually impressed how much they've fixed up.
Hey, I just got them another port. Or a sea pier.
They actually already had that one at the beginning of the war, but they lost it in the initial push by Thailand. This poor mounted infantry in the jungle getting torn apart by the garrisons of that little village that you were gonna go try to take that Vietnam already had. I see you're just deciding to fucking make a red charge right now.
Yup.
Like, what is this fucking chaos?
The Soviet mentality.
I don't know about that. Ooh, what's all this? Oh, that's a lot of garrisons.
It's the Zerg Rush.
You should have picked more of a specific target, though. They're doing that thing again where you charge Artie up to the front line because you're controlling your units by controlled dragging. Or no, by mouse dragging. You know, the amount of units I've seen you get killed just because you're giving them all unified orders? Absolutely insane. The poor defensive units. Oh, there's a Vietnamese combat engineer. I finally found it. It's running away. So they do have one, so they can make them. This is just a staple of watching you fight in this game, though. Watching all the AA and RD charge to the front and die.
They weren't strong. They need to be better comrades.
They're perfectly strong at what they're designed to do. The way you just throw them away on the front line, though, yeah, they're not gonna be very useful like that. This is another reason why you definitely need to leave your land things going at all time, just because the amount of defensive units you throw away.
Now take this seat. Take Sriracha actually.
I don't think you have enough units over there.
I probably don't. And I got my Oh, I have tanks, so.
You would have the firepower to whittle away at them if you hadn't thrown so many Arty and AA onto the front lines, but... God, what are your total deaths now? Over 200,000 total deaths since the start of the game. Hey, Thailand's lost almost as much as you at this rate. God, what a costly war for them. With your tactics, they're still catching up to you in deaths. This entire time, by the way, you've just barely been maintaining a smaller army than the US. Just barely. And I think it's because you just keep getting your units destroyed before you can get more units deployed than them. I think that's what's happening at this rate.
Yeah, my push stagnated.
Oh yeah, you think. I wonder why.
Come on, North Vietnam. I gave you a golden opportunity. If you just push everything south, well, actually, no, that might not be smart.
Damn right it wouldn't be. Where the fuck did they get an airship? They're making airships! There's a Vietnamese airship demo.
Nice!
Look in the northwest, they made a World War I Zeppelin.
Hey,
Why?
It's better than nothing.
No, it isn't. It's essentially a fucking unarmed air recon. That's all it's good for. And they're actually sending it to the south. They're actually sending it down here. What are you gonna do with that Zeppelin? What do you think that's gonna do, Vietnam? What are you gonna do with a fucking Zeppelin? You're just gonna take a look around? Yeah, it gets shot once and you run away with it, of course. What are you pumping out Zeppelins for? Like, is that just where their air tech is right now? That they just have to pump out Zeppelins?